Hello and welcome. I'm Carol DeChaine, and I'm an intuitive transformational life coach and Marconic multidimensional ascension energy practitioner. Now, today I want to lead you through a guided visualization that will help you relive a past life, but not just to relive one, but to relive one for a purpose. The purpose is going to be finding an answer to a question you have. Now, one of the things you can do is ask yourself why something is happening in the here and now, whether it's with a person, why you're at odds with somebody, or why things aren't going along well, what you're supposed to learn from this situation, or perhaps it's something that you'll feel the pull to do and you don't know why you need to do something, why you feel the need to step forward and maybe be in charge of something when you normally don't. Or perhaps why you always have trouble with prosperity because your funds just never make it to the end of the month. Whatever it may be, have something in mind that you want an answer to so you can see what's causing the problem. Because if you know what the lesson is, many times the problem will just fix itself. So I hope you're comfortable and you're ready to take a little journey because we're going to spend the next few minutes working on learning what this issue is about so that you can then make the leap to shift it. Now, if you're ready, go ahead and close your eyes, get in a comfortable position, and feel like anything is possible. Start breathing, knowing that you can indeed relive this life that you want to find. But don't worry about what it is that you're going to see. Simply breathe and know that all is well, that your higher self will bring this information in that you need to know. And breathe again and know that this is what you need. And as you start relaxing each part of your body, know that this shift will happen and you'll get to that point where you need to be in order to feel what this life is about. Don't panic if you don't see anything. Sometimes people feel it or know it without getting any kind of a vision whatsoever. And you'll get your answer, whichever way that you are in your intuitive capabilities. And everyone can do this. And as you breathe, trust that this is something that will help you. Now find yourself at this point feeling your body getting heavier and feeling it kind of lean into where you're sitting. Feel yourself so that your energy is going from the top of your head slowly down through your body, and everything is feeling heavier and heavier all the way down your body, almost as though you're beaming yourself with this ray. And that as you're watching it get heavier and heavier, and all of this heaviness is starting to seep out of your feet. And all of a sudden, you feel like your whole being has gone out through your feet. And you're now able to raise that beingness up to wherever you need to be to feel connection to this next life that you want to look at, this past life that will help you see the reasoning behind what you're going through right now. And as you feel yourself perhaps in another body, I want you to feel like you're walking down a street. Whichever sense that you get, the knowingness that you're doing it, the feeling that you're doing it, the sight perhaps that you can see you're walking down a street. If you know automatically where you're at, time frame, this is great. But if you don't worry. If you can't place it, the first thing to do when you're not sure, when you're going on a little journey like this, is to look at your feet. For me, I find that helps immensely. I look down at what I'm wearing. I can see from my knees down at least. I can see the shoes, unless I'm wearing a big bell skirt or something. And I can see if they're sandals, if they look old, what I'm walking on. Am I walking on a paved road, a dirt road? Perhaps you're on the beach or you're amongst the trees. Where are you walking? And what do your feet look like? Once you get either a visual or a knowingness about that, then take it a step further. Look up and see what the time frame looks like. Are you in ancient Greece? Do you see Egypt, the pyramids? Do you just know that you're somewhere in England because you look around, there's horses and carriages, and someone says something to you and you feel like it's in British accent? Or maybe you're in a country that doesn't speak English, but you have this knowingness that where you're at and what you're wearing may show, or what others are wearing. Perhaps if there is a carriage, you'll know by what is going on, where you're at, and the approximate time frame. Sometimes I'm in America, but most often I'm in Europe, in Egypt, or even Atlantis for me, ancient Greece or ancient Rome. And when I read other people, those come up quite a bit, as do other places. It really depends on what you need to learn from this experience, what you're working on. The next thing you want to do, if things haven't moved along on their own, is to be aware of sights and sounds if you get those, or of other people coming and going. Are you going to work? Or are you at home? Where are you headed? If you walk into your home, are you someone who works out of your home? Or are you someone who is perhaps you're well off and you just live there and you have servants? Do you see other people helping you when you walk in the door? Or perhaps you're going to work and you find you're a banker when you walk in. Or you find that you're a miner in, you know, in a cave somewhere. You may find that it's a job that you never would have accepted in this life, or it's a job your parents had, or that you had when you first started out in that type of position. You may find that you're a 5-year-old child in this life that you're looking at, or even younger. So look at yourself. How tall are you compared to others as you move along? Are you a little girl or a little boy? Are you playing? If you're a child, take in all of this information. If there's something else you're supposed to learn just from this, you'll learn it. Just be open. And now I want you to allow other people in if they haven't already made their appearance. Are they friends, family, children? Are they your siblings? Is it a spouse? And then look at that person and see if you recognize them as someone in your current life. I had one past life of my own where I was there. It didn't seem all that amazing. I was young child, and I looked around and I realized that the blonde lady who was my mother was my closest friend. And she's much younger than me in this life, but in the current life, but I realized that we had chosen to help each other through life because the close people in your life, whether you hate them or you love them, probably show up in most lives. And there's a thread that runs through. What is this gift you're trying to give each other? And if you don't do it in one life, it's going to keep coming through in the next and the next. So if you can learn this lesson, you can either release them or yourself from this learning experience, or you'll release both of you. But if they want to keep working on this lesson, you can release yourself and they'll learn with someone else. And that's all right. So now that you've seen these people that come in, if you can hear dialogue, listen to that. What are they telling you? Can you get an impression perhaps of anger, of feeling of, or a sight of someone yelling at you and you pulling away, or perhaps of loving you and hugging you? Once you have these people that you're aware of, maybe multiple people at the office, if you're at the office or at a job, also make sure that you take the time to see where you live. If you can shift that focus to see where you live, and or vice versa, and if you can't see further into the life, it's okay, because maybe what you need is in what you focused on first. And you may not need to know more information. So once you see where you're at and you decide what you're seeing, feel yourself opening to all the information that you can get from this. And remember what you need to learn, what your question was originally, how you're dealing with someone, why something's happening, why it's not happening, why you have no money in this life. Perhaps you have a lot in that life, but you squandered it. And now you want to see what it's like not have anything so that you can learn to appreciate money more. Perhaps that's what it is. But look at it, and it may be a situation that you're seeing the opposite of what you have now, or the same. Be aware what it looks like compared to what you have now, and learn from that situation. As I said, perhaps if you had a lot of money then, and you're working on that question of why don't I have enough now, you'll find that you gave everything away, but it was with a generous heart, and you would be fine now. But perhaps you were greedy and selfish, and you kept it to yourself out of fear and out of lack. And you realized that you needed to learn to give with an open heart, or you would have nothing. And you didn't learn that in this life because you still have nothing. And perhaps by learning to open your heart in this life, more money will come to you because you won't be holding so tightly to it anymore. There are so many different lessons that each thing can teach us. No matter, even if you all have the same question, which of course you don't, by looking back, you all may have different answers. And now I want you to look at the people that are there again. Look at them. See the familiar faces, especially that person, if that's your instance, that you're having trouble with, or that you want to know why you're so close to someone so fast. Look at that person. Feel that person. And then look at them and start a knowingness in your being. What is the lesson you're learning? Look at where you started. Where you are now, perhaps you're arguing all the time. Perhaps it's about children, about how you raise them, for example. And if you look at that life, perhaps you were the same thing. You were arguing about the same thing. And you realize that there is no right or wrong, that you're trying to teach each other how to move through this gracefully. And you still haven't learned in this life, or you would have released it. Or perhaps you were the child in the past life with a parent who was being unreasonable or injuring you in some way. And so this time, you're the parent, perhaps they're the child, or you're arguing in a different way. Just look at it. Feel what feels like the lesson that you're trying to learn. Because you both agreed to this. Whether they're the problem in this lifetime as far as you're concerned, in this current one that you're having, and not the past life, or whether they are a gift to you, whatever it may be, and you look at the past, see the difference in how you treated and what might be the lesson you're training yourselves to learn, to grow with, to gift each other. Perhaps at some point in a past life you swore that you would never abandon someone, and yet every life one of you abandons the other. And finally you get to the point where you release them and say, it's okay. This is the gift of release. The abandonment issue has been solved. If you can solve whatever it is, you'll learn and you'll grow. Take a moment and breathe through this lifetime that you're seeing, and decide indeed what that lesson is if it hasn't already become clear to you. Trust that you were led here for a reason, to me, to this video, and to this life after asking this specific question that you have. What indeed is that lesson? If you are doing this and you have a clear heart and you know what you want to learn how to deal with this person or how to deal with this situation, you'll have an aha moment. You'll understand what you're supposed to learn and grow. You will find what you need. And if for some reason you can't connect at a deeper level, or you go into the future, these are also reasons behind these things. And when we come out, I'll give you a little more information on this. Now realize, as you're breathing and as you're learning, what it is that this lesson is in your current life versus the past life. Realize that you've probably been with this person over and over again trying to learn this and other lessons. That you can release them if you want from this lesson, or you can continue to work it. This is your choice, and there are no wrong answers. You may need more time to learn this lesson. And now, when you're ready, start coming back into your body. Feel that body that you left behind and disconnect from the one that you're in. That past life that you can release right now, having seen what you needed to see. And you'll remember it completely and absolutely, and remember whatever lesson that you learned. You may want to speak to the person that you're working with or about, or tell a friend, and that's okay. But be aware that some people, they don't necessarily feel connected to your past lives, or they may argue with you, or so allow this to be your special time. Be what you needed to be, and bring back that gift that you may have gotten from this. And as you feel yourself entering your current body, feel yourself being more and more alive, feeling joy that you've learned something that you can take with you into your future and release what isn't working for you and moving forward. And start breathing more sturdily into this physical body that you have, anchoring yourself in, knowing that you are fully present when you open your eyes. And ready, entering, and now, alert, ready to go, and here, right now, current, present, leaving behind what you learned, the body, but not the learning experience. And let me tell you a couple of things about what happened. One is that if you found that you were there, that you learned your lesson, you'll find that you have a different perspective on the person or the situation, knowing the past history. You may shift how you feel towards what's happening. Automatically, it may shift, or you may choose to go, oh, I get it. I don't see this person bothering me anymore. I can release this person. And when that happens, they may leave your life, or you may find that it gets better because what you're holding on to for this shift and this learning experience, when you open up, they will also may be able to open up and shift along with you, which sometimes doesn't seem fair because you do all the work and they get the shift too. And that's called entrainment. So you raise up your vibration, which happens in Marconic energy a lot, and all of the people around you will shift along with you. If they don't, leave you. Leave your sphere because it might make them uncomfortable. But this is your choice. You learn from this lesson, from what you learned, and move on. Now, if you didn't have an epiphany, but you did see a past life, you may need to go back and do this again, or do it on your own, and ask for a clearer information, or perhaps ask for a different lifetime if you didn't get your answer. If you saw nothing, or you saw a future life, there's a couple of things. If you had been recalibrated with Marconics, you may find you released all of that past. So you don't see it anymore. It just simply isn't there. But you may also find that you're still dealing with this person and it's still a lesson to learn. So if you see a future life, since time is sort of all happening at once, you may find that that will teach you. And there's no question or worry or problem with seeing any type of life. Now, if you really do want to have an answer and you didn't see it for yourself, I do past life readings all the time on people for a purpose, not just to read lives, but to look at them and see why something's happening so they can grow and find their joy and find a reason behind something. And I am happy to make that connection with you and set an appointment to help you move through that for me reading you or to walk you through this individually where you want to do it for yourself. And I'll have answers and we can actually connect more on a deeper level where you would respond to me and I could lead you then through it better. In any event, I hope that you feel like you've gotten what you came here for or that I can help you by connecting with me. Now, of course, if you would like to hear more of any of my YouTubes, please do subscribe to my channel under Carol DeChaine. And if you'd like to know blogs, you can also sign up for those, which below this video will be a connection to my website where you can sign up for once a week written word. And there's also, of course, information on Marconic multidimensional energy that helps you ascend above some of the heavier densities you've been working on and release much of the karmic debris that you've been dealing with that really has been already adjusted and risen above, but you're still carrying it with you. And also the 30 minutes that I'm more than happy to give you. If you would like to sign up for that, we can discuss what you need, and then we can talk in person there, as well as then making an appointment or not, once we have a chance to discuss what you are looking for and how I can help and be of service for you to find your joy. Until next time, again, my name is Carol DeChaine. Blessings on you and all your lives.